Oh, are you scared? Are you scared? It's not working. Um, if I had, sorry. If I had the technological skills of the other podcasters, I would start this video off in a dark room with with no lights, with a flashlight, telling ghost stories. Are you ready to be scared? But I don't have those capabilities. I'm a what you see is what you get girl here. And according to some of my analytics, you've already left. Oh well. Welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina KARIN. This is where we read books and talk about books. There's no special effects going here, obviously, because if I could have special effects going on here, I have creepy music playing, the lights would be low. Then, of course, you probably couldn't see me because my computer's just horrible with that stuff. And my audio is just horrible. Everything's just horrible. I don't have the technology that others have. And it would work really great with this video. So, if you could please check out, I hope you watched my Star Trek Next Generation recap earlier today. We are getting into season 6. Only a couple more seasons left. Scary. And if you also please check out my Flashback Mondays, where we talk about all the books in this magazine. I try to do at least 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, depending on when I get carried away, with the individual historicals, contemporary romance, suspense, mysteries, sci-fi, paranormal, erotica, harlequin. I don't see too many people doing that. And since he's purple means he's not working. It's only working when it's green, and it's not green at this juncture, so obviously it's not working. Oh well, we can try, can we? So, welcome to If Then, and this is going to be a shorter one, and a little discombobulated one. We're going to try and get the story straight here. So most of these books are 4.5 stars, or 4.5 stars. There's no 3s that I'm aware of. These are thrillers. Do you like thrillers? Next week we are doing suspense, thrillers and suspense. Some of them might cross over into both categories. We'll probably do this again in a couple of months, maybe, because this is a huge genre, and there are just so many books that qualify for these. And these some of the books that you might have missed in the past. In future videos, we might do current, newly published type situation. But these are ones that are classic authors. Most of these people have been around quite a few years. So they've got series books out there. They've got established careers. And I just thought I'd bring them up and go, hey, look, these guys still exist. You may be focusing on currently published, but you know, there's a whole bunch of other stuff still out there that could be read that's still available for your reading perusal. And so the first, I'm not organized at all. Can you believe this stuff? Oops. So your first book, shoot. Figures it's at the bottom of the pile. So your first book is FLYNN Barry, and it's going to be a picture one because I had a hard time trying to get it. Because I kept thinking of Barry Flynn. There is a Barry Flynn. I'm almost positive there's a Barry Flynn. But I just got it screwed up when I was looking, and I was looking under the wrong thing. And it wasn't until I got home that I realized that I had made that mistake. So I made that mistake. But this is FLYNN Barry, Under the Harrow. And got 4.5 stars and we'll get a picture going up here. At the troubled heart of Barry's neo-noir is the loving but corrupt relationship between two whip-smart sisters. The twist in the relationship between two difficult women drive the twist in the plot. Homage to dark classics are frequent, well-selected, and tenderly executed. The moody, monochrome, cinematic feel is punctuated by the fleeting acts of passion. Barry's cool voice and the world it evokes are the stuff of classic crime fiction. But this is a deeper than a caper. It's the story of a woman working through her stages of grief. When a bored young landscape artist attempts to visit her beloved sister in a country town, she finds a bloodbath instead and determines to stay in town to find the killer. The investigation creeps closer to the truth, not only of her sister's murder, but also of an attack from the teenage years that the two had been trying to solve for most of their lives. Solving two mysteries at once while being hampered by the police, the protagonist, armed with only a small razor blade and a smaller credit limit, uncovers secrets about her sisters dark enough to alter their relationship post-mortem. No one is innocent, but some are guiltier than others, and revenge and justice intertwine. Scary. Let's twist this one off our list. And Lisa Black. So getting one of these. 4 stars. Black is one of the best writers of the world of forensics, and her latest introduces Maggie Gardner, who works for the Cleveland Police Department. This book might have appeared in my forensics. Now that I'm thinking about it, might have appeared in my forensics video. So please go check that out. Who works for the Cleveland Police Department. Her relentless pursuit of answers in a world of violence is both inspiring and riveting. Readers who enjoy insight into a world from an expert in the field should look no further than Black. Although Cornwell is better known, Black deserves more attention for her skill and writing. A young woman is found dead and after some time has passed. No one has reported her missing. Maggie Gardner, a forensic investigator for the Cleveland Police Department, works with detectives to follow the evidence. One of the detectives she's working with is Jack Rayner, who uses somewhat unorthodox methods to track down leads. The teenage girl is only the beginning of the bodies turning up in the morgue, and Gardner starts to wonder if a vigilante is at work. Let's see what happens there. I should really put these in order. Um, uh, so Anna Carlisle, Dark Road Home. 4 stars. The beginning of a new series featuring a medical examiner from Chicago has a promising beginning when Jen Sullivan is forced to face her past. The story of character going back home and being forced to confront demons and an old love has been done to death. But Carlisle brings enough originality and spin to the proceeding that it doesn't seem stale. Medical examiner Jen Sullivan enjoys her job and has always wondered what happened to her sister years earlier. It destroyed her family and her relationship with Jake, her boyfriend, who is also the prime suspect in her sister's disappearance. Jen goes back home to find answers, even the truth might produce even more pain and suffering. There. This is and J.T. Ellison. No special editing here. What lies behind? 4.5 stars. Ellison just keeps getting better and better. This new addition to Dr. Samantha Owens' series further develops the ensemble of complex characters who play off each other nicely. This would be a fine beach read, except that with the fast pace and thrills, the action all takes place in 24 hours. You might never make it into the water. Minor plot threads and a brief appearance by Taylor Jackson, another Ellison protagonist, makes the series good. After leaving the medical examiner position, Samantha Owens is teaching forensic medicine at. Oh, I lost my place. I am reading the wrong one. What lies behind? Ellison just keeps getting better. Oh, I did that. Samantha Owens is teaching forensic medicines at Georgetown and working for the FBI. Sam wakes into the night to sirens and flashing lights shortly after homicide detective Dan Fletcher asks her to look at the crime scene. They discover a staged crime scene and vials of violent diseases. One of the victims was an undercover FBI agent. Assassins are taking out all of her recent contacts. Sam and Fletcher are horrified to learn that the bioterrorist plot is coming. Oh. Oh. Thrillers. Thrillers are scary. Thrillers are scary. False positive. Andrew Grant. Four and a half stars. Grant crafts a psychological thriller that challenges the reader with every new development. The engrossing revelations about Devereaux's past draw out interesting facts about other cast members. Detective Cooper Devereaux is a wild card. Orphan young, he was rescued and raised by a cop. He sowed his share of wild, illegal oats, but got back on track and survived the police academy. He still pushes his authority to the limits. A 7-year-old boy has gone missing. Cooper isn't always on the same page as his new partner, Detective Ian Loft. Orders from above seem to conflict with the leads they're following, so Cooper becomes a lone wolf once again. Unbelievable horrors await the pair as each follows the flimsy evidence to find the missing boy. Oh, scary, 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 scary stuff here. Scary stuff. Where's my flashlight? Where's that eerie flashlight and turning out the light? Ah. Turning out the lights. I hope you all watch my if thens. I just had this. July. Hmm. This is going to be a little shorter than my usual. Suspense is going to be longer though. The Wolf. I hope you find some of these interesting and decide to go read them. The Wolf. 4.5 stars. The grisly tale of a family held hostage cements Hayder's reputation as a queen of terror. Kathy is pitted against a chilling evil villain whose brutal actions are both physical and psychological. Several skillfully interwoven plots culminate in a shocking ending. Readers will also learn a little more about the fate of Kathy's brother. A vagrant known as the Walking Man finds an injured dog whose collar carries a scrap of paper. It says, "Help us." He manipulates Detective Inspector Jack Caffey to search for the dog's owners by promising information about Caffey's brother, who's been missing for more than 30 years. As Caffey canvasses the area with the dog, he learns of a sensational double murder that occurred nearby 14 years ago. Meanwhile, a local family has been taken hostage. A brother is determined to record all the clues he can because he believes the hostages will be killed and the family torture is related to the earlier murders. Ooh, scary, scary, scary stuff. Scary stuff. Scary. So, my computer shut itself off. I was in the middle of talking about a book, and my computer shut itself off. Go figure that one. So, I have to redo the last few books because you weren't here to see them because my computer shut itself off. So, we are doing Hideaway. As Johansen, it got 4.5 stars. As Johansen starts events in her latest chilling tale right after the conclusion of last year's outstanding prey, there is no let up in the pace or danger. The life of a young girl remains in the balance as Eve Duncan and her allies do their best to protect her. Longtime fans receive a jolt in the final pages of the previous book as Eve learns she is pregnant, news that is sure to shake up the series. Although one killer is dead, Eve Duncan and Joe Quinn know that Alfredo Salazar, the force behind the attempt, won't rest until he kills young Cara Delaney. To protect Cara, they decide that Eve will take Cara to the Scottish Highlands, where they will join Eve's adopted daughter, Jane McGuire, in the hunt for an ancient treasure. However, these vicious killers have numerous resources and they're relentless, and the enemies are closing in. See how that goes. And I think I need that one again. And make sure that's still. Every time I touch this computer, it turns itself off. Patrick Lee, The Signal. 4.5 stars. Lee has written a thriller that will be remembered as one of the best of the year. Readers who enjoy complex puzzles will get an extra kick out of trying to work out the major dilemma former special ops Sam Dryden is forced to solve. Lee is one of those rare writers who creates a story that is not predictable in any way. How do you stop a threat that knows how you are going to react the second you do? A woman from Sam Dryden's old unit calls him in the middle of the night, seeking his help. She doesn't give him any context for the mission, just hands him a gun, and he awaits her in raiding a remote trailer. Afterwards, she tells him a story about the amazing thing her new employer has discovered. Now other forces want this technology, and they will silence anyone who learns the truth. Interesting. And The Poison Artist. Oops. Jonathan Moore, The Poison Artist. 4 stars. This creepy, spine-tingling thriller delivers on every front as each scene unfolds. Clues are laid out explaining the rationale for Caleb's actions and obsessions. The stylish blend of seduction and horror ramp up the suspense, and the terrifying conclusion sends readers roaring through a tunnel of darkness. Dr. Caleb Maddox is a San Francisco technologist who studies the effects of pain. After a nasty breakup with his girlfriend leaves him with a head injury, Caleb retreats to a local bar to nurse his wounds. He sees a mysterious woman and is soon mesmerized by her. Caleb's obsession with her begins meanwhile a serial killer is on the loose and dead men are being fished out of the bay. The latest victim visited the House of Shields the night before Caleb met Emily. An old friend and the city's medical examiner, Henry Newcomb, asked Caleb for help when his lab tests on the bodies are inconclusive. As Caleb delves deeper, his world begins to unravel from his horrific childhood resurfaces, and the truth about Emmeline emerges. See how that goes. Let me just cross these off. Touching this keyboard is dangerous. Uh, uh, the sudden appearance of hope. And we'll probably talk about this book again. The sudden appearance of hope. 4.5 stars. Ostensibly a thriller concerning international espionage. This is an inquiry in modern existence. Philosophical questions are threaded through the electrifying plot. Even the protagonist's darknet alias is Y, reminiscent of William Gibson's best work. North leads us into a brilliant work of elite, mindless humans, and it shines a sharp light on what a rare gift it is to be able to think for oneself and what the consequences are. At 16, Hope's face becomes forgettable. No one who sees her remembers meeting her, and little by little she slips into a world of her own. She amuses herself by becoming a jewel thief. She works her way into the elite circles whose only goal is to become part of a perfect society, as dictated by an app that awards them points when they act according to its direction. Later, Hope embarks on a mission to steal something more valuable than diamonds, a Mobius strip of information from a company that is brainwashing people. But Hope is not the only one interested in the future perfection, and she becomes caught between two ex-lovers. In order to become memorable, Hope must choose between deciding her future and the future of the world. Little scary there. And uh seem to be missing one. So I will get a picture and put it up because I can't find it. It's probably in this pile here. You see what I'm saying? Amateur at hand here. Amateur at hand. So we'll get a picture. No one needs to know. 4.5 stars. Kevin O'Brien. O'Brien has crafted another creepy, compelling thriller. His novels build slow and steady, and he has a talent for creating compelling female characters who are stronger than majority in Women in Jeopardy. The story itself has more twists than Chubby's Checker Convention. Everyone needs to know this one. As Laurie Trotter is closing her restaurant, a man comes in and threatens her. The timely appearance of a police officer saves her from a possible horrible fate. But that's only the start of her troubles. One afternoon, a food truck explodes in flames and a worker is killed. Cheryl has no idea that the destruction was intentional, and the killers thought it was her inside the truck. Laurie and Cheryl's lives are about to become intertwined, and nothing will become the same. Interesting. Interesting. Uh, where's my paper? Another one with a picture. Nicola Sanders, don't let her stay. Someone inside your house wants you dead, but no one believes you. Joanne knows how lucky she is. Richard is a wonderful husband. Evie is the most gorgeous baby girl. They live in a beautiful house. Life couldn't be better. Until Richard's 20-year-old daughter Chloe shows up. Chloe hasn't spoken to her father since the day he married Joanne 2 years ago. But Chloe wants to make peace. She'll even move in for a few weeks to help Joan with the new baby. She's gonna take the baby, she's gonna kick out the baby, she's gonna do something to the baby, she's gonna do something. Maybe she'll kill Joanne and raise the baby herself. I can see it coming. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. John Sanford. Uh, where is that shows you how organized I am. Uh Extreme Prey. 4.5 stars. Sanford packs a punch in the 26th Prey novel. His ability to put Davenport in another unique situation is an indicator of a Pulitzer Prize talent. Although Lucas has dealt with extremists in the past, there are these unique breed that will stop at nothing to achieve their goals. Several heart-stopping incidents draw the reader in as the action escalates. A special twist makes book 27 a must. Marley Prudy and son Cole are psychopaths. Son Jesse is an unknown quantity, pretty much self-insufficient on their working farm. Their radical ways manifest in hatred of the upcoming election and leading Democratic candidates Michelle Bowden and Governor Elmer Henderson asked Lucas Davenport to discover who is sending threatening emails. As it gets closer to the truth, murders occur that are possibly related. Hitting one brick wall after another, Lucas is stymies as Bowden insists on continuing her campaign, and the Prudys continue to plot. Oops. Wrong book for this time period. Or maybe the perfect book for this time period. What do you think? We shall see. Gotta put that there. And Little Girl Gone. Jerry Schmidt. 4.5 stars. The energy of this chilling debut of the Afton Tangler novel mounts to a fever pitch as Schmidt relates the horror surrounding the loss of a child. The question arises of whether they were more abductions as she taunts the reader in this exciting thriller. The plan for the kidnapping is ingenious. Posing as a vendor of variety of dolls, Marjorie sells reborns that are almost lifelike. She uses one to attract a woman who suspects she might have a small child. Luck is with her as Susan Darden shows her picture of her 3-month-old daughter. Marjorie and Ronnie stake out Susan's mansion, assault the teenage babysitter, and kidnap the infant. This draws Tango, the community liaison officer, into the Minneapolis Police Department into the case. Thanks to Detective Max Montgomery, she gets to participate more than the office would normally allow. Teaming up to explore the leads, they chase a promising one later regulated to desk duty. She doesn't realize the worst is yet to come. Oh, God. Oh, God. Lisa Scottoline, Most Wanted. What you see is what you get here. And January, April. Most Wanted, 4.5 stars. Scottoline's latest is a page turner filled with unpredictable twists. It's well researched and educates the reader on infertility issues. It may leave the reader pondering nature versus nurture, particularly when it comes to whether violence is inherited. This is a must-read for anyone looking for a thrilling ride from a master storyteller. Christine and Marcus tried for years to have a baby and are finally preparing to welcome their newborn thanks to a sperm donor. Christine is startled to see Zachary's death coat on TV as he looks exactly like their doctor. Zachary is accused of being a serial killer. Thus begins Christine's search for the truth behind donor 3319. When the medical community slams the door in her face, she is forced to confront Zachary in order to learn the truth about her child's parentage. Oops, 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 oops. Oh, God, oops. Sounds a little on the scary side. I just picked this one up to throw it in here. Karen Slaughter, After the Night. Will Trent and Sal Leeton are back in the electrifying thriller featuring GBI investigator Will Trent and medical examiner Sarah Leeton from New York Times bestselling author Karen Slaughter. 15 years ago, Sarah Litton's life changed forever when a celebrity night out ended in a violent attack that tore her world apart. Since then, Sarah has remade her life a successful doctor, engaged to a man she loves. She finally has managed to leave the past behind her. Until one evening on call in the ER, everything changes. Sarah battles to save a broken young woman who's brutally attacked, but as the investigation progresses, led by GBI Special Agent Will Trent, it becomes clear that Danny Cooper's assault is linked to Sarah. Oh. Are we gonna have a case of the guilt? And Ruth Ware, the woman in cabin 10. Hmm. I wrote, you know how you just can't see stuff in front of your face? I can't see stuff in front of my face. Huntley, midnight, not last dark. I've lost my ever cotton pickin' living mind. Since clearing, this is what you see is what you get. You see. Oh, there's that one. Wilkins. Ruth Ware, the woman in cabin 10, 4 stars. Ware's newest psychological thriller takes a reader on a suspenseful trip to sea, where no one can be trusted and nothing is as it seems. Lo Black is an interesting character, self-depreciating and complicated, yet resourceful and determined when necessary. Her resolution to help a woman in distress is endearing. Although her investigative techniques are a bit maddening, readers are in for a wild ride, with the kind of unexpected developments and think tension that Ware is known for. When Lo Blaylock gets to fill in for her boss as a journalist on a high-end luxury cruise, she feels like she's hit the jackpot. However, it doesn't take long for Lo to realize that something is terribly wrong aboard the ship. When the woman in the cabin next to her disappears and no one will acknowledge that the woman was ever aboard. Oh, good God. One of those conspiracy things. Lo begins to investigate her fellow passengers. The closer she gets to uncovering the secret, the more desperate the situation comes. Oh, good God. Oh, scary, scary stuff, scary stuff, scary, scary stuff. Uh, Another one with a picture. Panacea by F. Paul Wilson, 4.5 stars. The latest medical examiner thriller by Wilson grabs readers and holds on tight until the very end. The world of secret societies and miracle cures is one fascinating character so developed, and the plot is sophisticated yet easy to keep up with. Medical examiner Laura Hanning has found herself in war between two secret societies vying for control over a mythical cure. With 2 dead bodies and no cause of death, Laura's only clue is a cryptic tattoo, leading to a mystery of medical miracles. Initially, her investigation leads to a cult claiming ownership of Panacea, the reported substance that can cure almost anything. When a terminally ill billionaire hires Laura to look into the possibility of Panacea, his bodyguard Rick Hayden must keep her alive before the villains can kill her. And the last book is by a very, 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 very well-known writer who will scare the pants off of you. And I will get a picture. The Skin Collector, 4.5 stars. Once again, master thriller writer Deaver delivers a heart-pounding read as Lincoln Rhyme matches wits with another diabolical killer. Rhyme continues to astound with his lightning-quick recall of the technical minute of trace evidence. Sounds like Eve Dallas. Brilliant forensic criminologist Lincoln Rhyme, along with his protege Amelia Sachs and the investigative team, is trying to stop a serial killer who is leaving bodies in underground locations. The killer is tattooing messages on the victims' abdomens with a tattoo gun loaded with poison. The victims appear to be random, and the killer is leaving little, if any, evidence. Putting clues together and relying on instinct, Rhyme is able to identify a location and save one victim. As more pieces start to fall into place, Rhyme believes that the tattoo killings may be a cover for a more sinister plot hatched by the watchmaker, a nefarious arch enemy. I don't know. Did we do one of hers? Yes, we did one of hers. So, what do you think? Were these a good batch of books for you? I hope they were a good batch of books. We will do more thrillers in the future. I'm positive I will do more thrillers in the future. And be aware of, oh, let's do this last one. I'll have to get a picture. The Doll Maker and Other Tales of Terror, Joyce Carol Oates. In this exquisitely haunting volume of spooky shorts, Oates spins an atmospheric, delicate tension between predators and their prey. Even the most sinister figure under Oates' spectral hand is granted some sympathetic quality, transparent motives, a clear voice, or a tender, wronged heart, while the victims are given sudden flares of power. In the title story, a tiny girl gives her cousin a baby doll before dying. When his parents replace it with an action toy, he embarks on a dreamy, obsessive quest of kidnapping abandoned dolls under the guidance of Faceless Friend. Other stories include Soldier, in which a white man kills an unarmed black teenager in what he claims is self-defense, becoming a lightning rod for a media frenzy, and a Jesus-themed pledge drive, which mutate his identity into that of a self-action psycho thriller. Okay, maybe we won't put this up there. Maybe we won't. I'm not gonna put a picture up for that one. I don't think so. Okay. So please check out next week's Suspense. Please check out last week's Fae and the homicides and the paranormals and the vampires, the werewolves, the and all my other if-thens on the Black authors and the Native American detectives and Flashback Mondays, where you will see all of these magazines, and we'll go through 60 or 70 books. So thank you for tuning in. I'm sorry I don't have special effects to go with this, and I'm sorry my computer cut me off halfway through. It does that. If you don't touch it after so many hours, it turns itself off. Thank you.